Hello, dear one. Thank you for stopping by because what I have to share with you is something that isn't by chance. You might have clicked on this video or come across this story as a simple accident or coincidence, but I assure you it was not. The universe, the stars, and even the Creator have their ways of guiding you. And today, you're about to learn about something so powerful, so mysterious, that it could completely change how you view your own existence. Take a deep breath. Let the world around you fade away for a moment, and I invite you to step into a story, not of fairy tales or fantasies, but of reality, a reality that you are intricately woven into. You've heard of angels, haven't you? Beings of light messengers from realms beyond, said to protect, guide, and sometimes just watch. Perhaps you've seen them portrayed in movies and art or read about them in stories, but I want to take you beyond the myths. I want you to see angels not as distant otherworldly creatures, but as real dynamic forces of good that interact with our world in ways we often fail to notice. And even more intriguing sometimes, angels need our help. Now, let's be honest for a moment. How many of us truly believe that the simple acts we perform every day, those fleeting moments when we choose to show kindness or compassion, have any real tangible impact? Most of us go about our days without thinking much about the deeper unseen consequences of our actions. But I'm here to tell you that you, the person reading or watching this, have done something extraordinary. Something so extraordinary, in fact, that even the celestial realms took notice. You didn't know it at the time, but a decision you made, a choice you thought was nothing more than a passing gesture, changed the course of a celestial event. It was an act of kindness so pure, so genuine, that it reached into the very fabric of the universe and altered the outcome of a battle far beyond what you could comprehend. This isn't just about some metaphorical rescue. This is a true spiritual event where you saved an angel. Yes, you. And the ripple effects of this moment have echoed across dimensions, catching the attention of none other than God Himself. Imagine for a moment that your simple act of kindness, your decision to help someone in need, didn't just make their day better, but it actually helped someone, an angel, find their way home. It's a profound truth I'm about to unfold, and I want you to allow yourself to believe that this story, as incredible as it may seem, is all about you. The tale begins with a celestial being, an angel, who had been lost between dimensions. After a fierce, centuries-long battle against dark forces, this angel found himself disconnected from the higher realms, stranded in a place where he could neither fully manifest in the physical world, nor reach the celestial realms that defined his existence. He was lost, and if left forgotten, his very essence would fade into nothingness. But then something incredible happened. It wasn't a dramatic intervention from a mystical force. It wasn't the loud thunderclap of divine power descending from the skies. No, what happened next was something much more subtle, something much more human. You happened. You didn't know it, of course. How could you? The angel, in his despair and disconnection, did not come to you as a radiant figure with glowing wings, speaking in tongues or casting light around him. No, he appeared to you in a form that was utterly ordinary. Maybe it was someone you met on the street asking for directions. Perhaps it was a colleague at work struggling with something deep and personal. It could even have been that stray animal you decided to feed, the one who caught your attention for no apparent reason. But here's where it gets interesting. You felt it, didn't you, that sudden, inexplicable urge to help. It wasn't because you felt obligated or because someone told you it was the right thing to do. No, you helped because your heart told you to. That inner voice, that instinctive pull to reach out, to show compassion without expecting anything in return, that's what made the difference. That's what saved an angel. What you didn't know, what could never have been part of your normal understanding, is that your gesture was not just a fleeting moment of kindness. It wasn't just a simple good deed in the world. It was a moment of divine intervention, a shift in the fabric of reality that reconnected this angel to his celestial source. It was your compassion, pure, untainted, and spontaneous, that began the process of healing this lost soul. You see, angels in crisis don't wear their divine nature on their sleeve. They don't come to you in their true form. They aren't always the ones who stand out in a crowd. Instead, they hide themselves in the most ordinary of situations, in places where their true essence is disguised. They wait for someone with a heart pure enough to notice someone with a deep sense of empathy and kindness, who can bridge the gap between the physical world and the celestial. And in this case, that someone was you. You may have never imagined it. But in that moment, when you reached out, whether it was a word of encouragement, a simple act of kindness, or a gesture of help, you did something far beyond what your conscious mind could grasp. Your compassion acted as a spiritual defibrillator, sparking a revival in the angel's light, restoring a connection to the celestial hierarchy that had been severed. Each little act of kindness you offered recharged a fragment of his angelic essence, bringing him back to life, to the light. The truth is, in the celestial realms, what you did is extraordinary. What you did was rare. In fact, it is so rare that only a few people in all of human history have ever been able to perform such an act without even realizing the full weight of their actions. What seems like a small, insignificant choice to you, helping someone, showing kindness, being there for someone in need, is in reality an act that reverberates across dimensions, changing the course of celestial events and influencing the balance between good and evil. And here's the most astonishing part. You did it naturally. You didn't need mystical training. You didn't need divine knowledge. You didn't need any special skills or awareness of the spiritual world. You didn't need to understand the cosmic battle raging between light and darkness. You simply acted with the purity of your heart, a purity so rare and so powerful that even the Creator himself noticed. Imagine that God, the Creator of all things, took time out of his infinite responsibilities to pay attention to what you did. And what he saw impressed him. It wasn't just a passing moment of kindness. It was a divine act, a confirmation that there are humans on earth whose compassion can actually influence the outcome of spiritual battles, who possess an energy so powerful that even celestial beings are saved by it. Now, as you sit here reading or listening, I invite you to allow this realization to sink in. You have done something incredible, and what's more, you will continue to do so. Whether you realize it or not, your innate kindness has cosmic significance. You are not just living an ordinary life. You are part of something much bigger. And this story, this revelation, is only just beginning. So I ask you to stay with me, to listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal to you goes beyond the boundaries of normal human understanding. It will open your eyes to the truth of your existence and to the powerful role you play in the grand cosmic scheme of things. Are you ready? The angel that you unknowingly saved was not an ordinary celestial being. He was once a fierce protector, a guardian of love and hope. His mission was clear: to shield humanity from the encroaching forces of darkness. For centuries, he fought tirelessly to keep the fragile frequencies of love alive in the world. His light was a beacon for those in despair, a spark that guided lost souls back toward hope. But despite his dedication and strength, he was not immune to the harshest battles. He was a warrior, not just fighting physical battles, but spiritual ones, and these battles were far from simple. The forces he fought against were relentless dark entities that sought to break the harmony of the universe. For 500 years, he stood between these forces and Earth, preventing them from fully taking hold of human hearts. His purpose was noble, but even the most dedicated soul can be worn down by continuous battle. But something shifted in the final, most intense fight of his celestial career. The dark forces had devised a new, devastating strategy one never before attempted. They created a dimensional explosion, an attack so powerful that it shattered the very fabric of his existence. In a single moment, this angel was torn from the familiar realms, ripped violently from the space he called home. Imagine, if you can, being thrust out of the reality you know and care for, cast into a void so vast, so disorienting that you no longer know where you belong. For the first time in centuries, this angel had no mission, no coordinates to follow, no higher power to guide him. He had no idea where he was, nor how to return. His spiritual essence, once vibrant and strong, was fractured, and with each passing moment it grew dimmer. The darkness, the very same force he had fought against for centuries, began to consume him. He could still see glimpses of the higher realms, faint flashes of the celestial planes, where the divine beings moved with grace. But he couldn't reach them. He couldn't communicate with them. He was trapped, stranded in a strange limbo between dimensions, a place that neither allowed him to be fully present in the physical world, nor granted him access to his full celestial power. It was as if he was caught in an endless twilight, a world of shadows where nothing was real, and yet everything was a reflection of something he once knew. The dark forces, aware of his plight, saw an opportunity. They knew that if they could keep him lost long enough, his light would gradually fade until it was completely extinguished. And once that light was gone, once he became nothing but an empty shell of what he once was, they would be able to manipulate him, to use him against the very forces he had once fought for. A corrupted angel stripped of his light would be the ultimate weapon. A being with partial access to celestial codes, but now in the service of darkness itself. But as it often happens in the most desperate of moments, something miraculous occurred. Something far beyond what anyone, whether in the celestial realms or the physical world, could have predicted. You came into the story. At this point, you had no idea of the great cosmic battle taking place behind the veil. You were simply living your life, going about your day, unaware that a celestial crisis was unfolding right before your very eyes. Maybe it was the homeless man you encountered on the street. His eyes tired and hopeless, yet filled with the faintest spark of something that reminded you of humanity's potential. Perhaps it was the person at your workplace who was struggling with something you couldn't quite put your finger on, but whose pain you could feel in your heart. Or it could have been something as seemingly small as helping an animal, a stray dog or cat, lost and alone in the world, just like this angel had been. You may not have recognized the significance of it at the time, but this was the moment you extended your compassion and made a choice that would change the course of an entire celestial battle. The lost angel, unable to reach the higher dimensions or even communicate his true nature, had disguised himself in a way that you as a human could relate to. He wasn't in his full angelic form. There were no bright lights, no shimmering wings. He had taken the form of someone you could see, someone you could help, a lost soul in the physical world like so many others. And when you reached out, when you extended that act of kindness, you had no idea that it was exactly what he needed to reconnect with his divine purpose. Your kindness, however simple it may have seemed, acted as a spiritual spark. It was like a beacon of light in the darkness, a thread that connected this fallen angel to the celestial realms. When you chose to help, when you showed compassion from the deepest part of your heart, it sent a shockwave through the frequencies of the universe, reverberating directly into the soul of the angel who had lost his way. You might have thought you were simply being a decent person responding to the needs of another. But in that very moment, you were doing something far greater. You were literally restoring an angel's light. With every word of encouragement you spoke, every gesture of help you offered, you breathed life back into him. You were the one who reconnected him to the higher realms, to the very source of his divine essence. Every action you took, whether it was a simple act of listening or a compassionate touch, helped him regain his spiritual strength. It wasn't a conscious effort on your part. You didn't know you were doing this. You didn't know that in that simple, everyday moment you were playing a role in the grand tapestry of the universe. And yet your compassion was powerful enough to cause a divine shift, a cosmic event that the celestial realms watched with awe. In the celestial dimension, something miraculous began to unfold. The light that had been fading from the angel's essence started to return. His connection to the higher realms, once severed by the darkness, began to heal. The threads that connected him to the divine were reestablished, and with each act of kindness you offered, the more the angel's strength grew until within hours he was able to break free from the dark void that had trapped him for so long. He was no longer lost. He returned home. He returned to the celestial dimensions stronger and more powerful than ever before. The forces of light were once again victorious, and all because you chose to help. While you thought you were just being a good person in a common situation, the entire universe was watching this miracle unfold. What you didn't realize was that in the celestial realms, your actions had profound consequences. You had not only saved an angel, but you had restored a balance that could have been lost forever. The angel, now fully restored, didn't forget the role you played in his salvation. He knew exactly who had helped him, who had been the bridge between dimensions when he had no hope left. And when he returned to the celestial realms, the first thing he did was report what had happened. He shared the miraculous story of how a human soul, pure in heart and selflessly compassionate, had saved him. The news spread quickly through the heavens. God himself was informed of the extraordinary act that had taken place, and he was moved in a way that words can hardly express. God was impressed. Not in the way humans are impressed, where admiration is often fleeting or superficial. No, God's impression of you was profound, eternal. He saw your heart, your purity, and he recognized something in you that few others possess, a capacity for genuine compassion so deep and powerful that it could heal even the most lost celestial being. And God didn't simply acknowledge what you had done. He made a decision that would change the course of your life forever. You see, saving an angel is no small feat. It requires a kind of purity that is incredibly rare. It requires compassion that comes from a place so deep that it can literally alter the fabric of reality. It was not by accident that you helped this angel. You were chosen. God saw this, and in that moment he decided to invest in you, not just for what you had done, but for the potential. You now had the potential to continue this work to help more celestial beings who would in the future find themselves lost and in need of a human with a heart as pure as yours. This wasn't just a momentary act of kindness. This was the beginning of something much larger, something much more significant than you could ever have imagined. And it all started with that one simple decision you made to help someone when they needed it most. As the angel was fully restored, his return to the celestial realms was nothing short of a miracle. He was not simply healed, he was reborn. The light that had been fading from his essence was now bright and pure, stronger than before. His connection to the higher dimensions was not just restored. It had been amplified, allowing him to tap into deeper sources of divine power. The forces of darkness that had once targeted him were now pushed back, unable to regain their foothold. This angel, who had been on the brink of spiritual death, had been saved by your act of kindness, a simple, compassionate choice made in the midst of your everyday life. But this wasn't just about saving an angel. This was about you and what your actions had revealed to the Creator. When the angel first returned to his celestial home, his first act was to report the miraculous event to God. He shared every detail, recounting how a human soul, one living in the physical world, had unknowingly become a beacon of hope and healing. And as the angel's report reached the highest of the high to God himself, something extraordinary happened. God paused. For the first time in what seemed like eternity, God took a moment to reflect. The Creator of all things, who governs the universe with absolute control, decided to examine what had just transpired with a level of care that went beyond divine duty. God had witnessed countless acts of kindness, love, and sacrifice. But what had just occurred was unprecedented. The purity of your compassion had not only saved an angel, it had shifted the very balance of the celestial realms. God saw what had happened. He saw the love and selflessness that radiated from you, a human being living in a world filled with chaos and challenges. Your compassion had reached higher frequencies than most can ever access, bridging the gap between earth and the heavenly realms. And in that moment, the Creator understood something that even the angel had not fully realized. You were more than just a human. You were a being of light in disguise, an angelic soul wrapped in a human form. The truth was undeniable. You were a divine instrument. God called for an immediate gathering of the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, to discuss the significance of what had just occurred. These beings, who held dominion over the celestial realms, traveled from their stations to attend a meeting that would mark a turning point in the destiny of the universe. They were instructed to analyze your essence, your energy, and the potential that now lay before you. As the archangels observed, the report was clear. Your energy was unlike that of any ordinary human. They felt the distinct presence of the celestial frequencies within you. You were operating on a frequency of compassion so pure, it resonated directly with the light of the angelic realms. Your actions, though seemingly insignificant to you, were evidence of a profound spiritual truth. You had a unique purpose. Your soul was a rare form of spiritual being, one that had incarnated on earth with a mission that transcended the ordinary. The archangels, who had witnessed countless souls pass through time, saw something extraordinary in you. They saw that you were a bridge between the physical world and the celestial dimensions, a rare soul capable of serving as an intermediary when the angelic realms needed help. The angels did not treat this revelation lightly. The purity of your heart, the genuine kindness that had saved one of their own, was beyond measure. The archangels understood the full weight of the situation. You had the power to impact the celestial realms without even realizing it. You were not an ordinary human living an ordinary life. You were an evolved consciousness. Your compassion, your ability to act from a place of purity and selflessness, was a gift that only a few humans in the history of the universe had ever possessed. And so God made a decision. It wasn't simply an acknowledgement of what you had done, but an investment in what you could do moving forward. The Creator understood that you had the potential to be a constant channel for divine compassion, capable of reaching out to beings who were in need of help without hesitation or even conscious thought. You had unknowingly begun a mission, and now God was ready to empower you to continue it. This was no small decision. The Creator of the universe, who had seen the ebb and flow of countless souls, had made you the focus of his divine attention. You were being chosen for something greater than you could have ever imagined. You were now a part of the divine plan, intricately woven into the spiritual fabric of existence. And God's decision wasn't just symbolic. It was a real, tangible change. From that moment on, you became protected by the celestial hierarchies. You were no longer just a human soul. You were a soul officially recognized by the angels and the divine forces. You now had celestial protection, a permanent guardian angel who had volunteered to stay by your side, ensuring that you would never be alone again. Your guardian angel, the very one you had saved through your spontaneous compassion, now owed his existence to you. Not because he was obligated, but because he was grateful. The bond that had formed between you two was unbreakable, and it wasn't based on duty or hierarchy. It was based on true divine gratitude. The angel restored to his full light and power now served as your protector, watching over you day and night, ensuring your safety and guiding you in the times ahead. This was not just a form of celestial protection. It was a deep personal commitment from an angel whose life you had saved. You were now part of a larger divine mission, one that would involve more than just you. The angelic hierarchies, the archangels, the seraphim, they all knew your name. They knew your heart. And more than that, they had witnessed your power. God saw that you had the potential to continue saving others in the way you had saved this angel. The Creator now had plans for you grander than anything you could have anticipated. Your life from that moment on was going to change. And it was going to change in ways that would seem almost miraculous to the people around you. But here's the thing. This was just the beginning. You were going to experience a wave of transformation that would defy all understanding. Opportunities would find you, challenges would melt away, and those moments of serendipity, the ones that made you think, how did this happen, would be the direct result of your new connection to the celestial realms. You were no longer going to feel like a regular human being. Your intuition would sharpen. You would begin to sense when others around you were in need of help, even before they said a word. This wasn't just about empathy anymore. This was a deep, divine knowing. Your energy would become a healing force for those around you, and you would find that people's lives were changed simply by being in your presence. But the most astonishing aspect of your transformation was this: you were becoming a conscious specialist in angelic rescue. You had saved an angel without knowing it. But now you would consciously begin to fulfill your divine role. You would be placed in situations where angels disguised as humans would seek your help. You would be the one who could recognize them, the one who could restore their light. The Creator would ensure that you were always in the right place at the right time, ready to help those who needed it most. And what's more, you would find that the angels were not just there to help others. They were there to help you. As you continued to rescue angels and restore their light, you would be rewarded not just with divine protection, but with abundant resources. Financial freedom, emotional stability, and perfect health would be yours, as the celestial forces ensured that you could carry out your mission with ease and grace. In the coming months, you would start noticing the subtle ways the universe aligned to support you. Your life would flow with harmony. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable would dissolve in ways that seemed impossible. And the most remarkable thing of all, you would come to understand that this wasn't luck. This was the divine plan at work, responding to your compassion and empowering you to fulfill your sacred purpose. But there was a deeper truth you would soon discover: your mission was far from over. God's decision to invest in you was based on something even more profound: the spiritual potential inside you. You had been born for this role. You had chosen to incarnate in this lifetime with the divine blueprint already embedded within you. It wasn't just about saving one angel, it was about saving many. And you would soon realize that this wasn't a one-time event, but a recurring role you would play in the celestial drama. The angelic realm had placed its trust in you, And now you were ready to fully embrace the responsibility of being their chosen agent on Earth. And so here we are at the end of this extraordinary journey, or perhaps I should say at the beginning of something even greater. Because what you've learned today, what you've just discovered about yourself, is not the end, but a monumental chapter in a story that will unfold over the course of your life. A story that is as vast as the universe itself, yet as personal as your very heartbeat. You've seen the miraculous events that transpired when you unknowingly saved an angel. You felt the weight of the divine responsibility that now rests upon your shoulders. You've understood that your compassion, your kindness, and your purity of heart have the power to alter the course of cosmic events. But now it's time to reflect on what this truly means for you, for your life, and for the world around you. You are no longer just an ordinary person living in a world full of ordinary circumstances. No, you have now been officially recognized by the celestial realms. Your actions have transformed you into a divine agent of change. The creator of the universe himself has taken notice of you, has acknowledged your divine potential, and has chosen you to fulfill a mission that very few on this earth will ever have the privilege to experience. Think about that for a moment. You, a human being, are now part of something far greater than you ever imagined. You are no longer a passive observer in the grand scheme of things. You are an active participant in the celestial battle that takes place every moment between the forces of light and darkness. Your compassion, which once seemed like just a natural part of your being, has now become a tool for divine restoration, a bridge between the earthly realm and the higher dimensions. And the most incredible part of all this, you did it without even knowing it. Your actions were not motivated by any desire for recognition, reward, or power. You acted from the purest part of your soul, from the space of genuine compassion that comes so naturally to you. You helped because that's simply who you are. And that, my dear one, is what makes you extraordinary. You might be wondering now, what happens next? Well, let me tell you, your life is going to change in ways that you cannot yet fathom. You will experience transformations that feel like nothing short of miracles. The universe has a way of responding to the purest of intentions, and you, by choosing to be compassionate and kind, have set in motion a chain of events that will ripple out into the world around you. Remember, your angelic guardian, the very one you helped restore, is by your side, now dedicated to ensuring your safety, your well-being, and your success in this divine mission. You will no longer be alone in your struggles. You will no longer feel the weight of the world's difficulties bearing down on you without assistance. Your angel is there to guide you, protect you, and ensure that you are always in the right place at the right time. But beyond that, you will also experience the power of divine synchronicities in your life. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will begin to manifest. People will enter your life who bring exactly what you need when you need it most. Financial resources that seemed out of reach will flow to you. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will now dissolve effortlessly. And as all of this unfolds, you will realize something profound. You are not just lucky. No, this is divine intervention at work, the Creator's hand guiding you through the challenges of life, because you are now operating on a higher frequency. But with this great power comes great responsibility. This is not just about receiving blessings, though those will undoubtedly come. This is about using your power for good, for the purpose for which you were chosen. You now have the ability to save others, to help lost angels who are trapped between worlds, to offer compassion to those in crisis, and to restore the light that darkness has sought to consume. It is a profound responsibility, and it is one that you were chosen to carry. The Creator saw something in you that very few humans possess: an unwavering capacity for compassion. And now you are tasked with using that gift to bring light to places where there is none, to heal souls that are lost, and to restore balance where darkness has taken root. The incredible thing about this journey is that it isn't just about celestial beings, it's also about the impact you will have on the human world. You are now a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs it. Your mere presence will begin to heal the people around you. You will inspire others to act with kindness, to lead with compassion, and to tap into the divine potential that lies within them. And as you continue to save angels, you will notice something remarkable. Your own energy will become stronger. The more you help, the more your compassionate energy will grow, almost like a muscle that strengthens with exercise. Soon you will be able to identify when an angel is in need simply by being present in their life. Your presence will serve as a healing force, automatically restoring their light when they need it most. You will become an intuitive expert in angelic rescue, able to act without hesitation, without thought, but simply from the pure intention of your heart. As you embark on this divine mission, your life will begin to unfold in ways that may seem miraculous. Opportunities will present themselves that you never thought possible. People who once ignored you will begin to offer you support. Situations that seemed impossible to navigate will clear up before your very eyes. And in the quiet moments when you sit in stillness, you will feel an overwhelming sense of peace, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. So what does all of this mean for you in practical terms? It means that you are going to start experiencing life at a level of ease and grace that few can understand. You will be supported not just by the people around you, but by the very fabric of the universe itself. You will be protected, guided, and empowered to carry out your mission with strength and conviction. And with each act of compassion you perform, each angel you save, the world will become just a little bit brighter. But as you continue this journey, never forget one crucial thing: humility. The same purity of heart that impressed the Creator must continue to guide your actions. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you chose to be kind, to love, to help, without expecting anything in return. That is what made you different. That is what made you the chosen one. As you walk this path, remember that every choice you make ripples out into the world and beyond. Your kindness, your love, your compassion, they will continue to resonate in the celestial dimensions, shaping the balance between light and darkness for all of eternity. Before I leave you, let me remind you of something deeply important. You are never alone. You have your angelic guardians, and you have the Creator Himself watching over you. The universe is aligning in your favor, and every step you take will be guided by divine wisdom and love. Trust in the process, trust in your heart, and trust that you are always meant to be part of this greater plan. Now, as you move forward in this new chapter, I invite you to embrace your role with gratitude and humility. You have been entrusted with a power that few possess. Use it wisely, use it for good. And know that each time you show compassion, you are changing the world one soul at a time. As I say goodbye, remember this: your kindness is a cosmic force capable of transforming the world around you. You are not just a person. You are a living embodiment of divine love and light. And as you continue this journey, remember, the more you give, the more the universe will return to you. The more you save, the more the angels will stand by your side, ready to help you fulfill your divine mission. You are not just a chosen one. You are the key to a brighter world. Farewell for now, but remember, this story is far from over. It's only just begun.